Hi, boys and girls. Well, today we're going to be focusing on solids. Perhaps the most common form of matter that we can find easily around us would be a solid. So, what is a solid? Great question, because that is the title of our book. What is a solid? There's that asking word, what? And I know that there's a question mark at the end. So definitely an asking sentence. Our title is a question. What is a solid? And the book is by Jennifer Boothroyd. So let's find out. What is a solid? One of my favorite solids is right there on the cover because I can do some amazing buildings with those Lego bricks. All right, what is a solid? Title page. Here we go. All things are made of matter. And I like how this word is bolded, so I know that it is important. All things are made of matter. Matter is anything that takes up space. Air is around us and takes up space. That's matter. Water in a glass. That's taking up space. That's matter. I'm taking up space. I'm matter. There are three kinds of matter. A solid is a kind of matter. What kind of solid is he holding? Yeah, you're right. A cold one. Ice. A solid has its own shape. Most solids do not take the shape of their container. And we can see that these spheres, these balls, are solid. They did not take the shape of the container. They have held their shape. When you leave it alone, if it holds its shape, it is most likely a solid. A rock is a solid. Solids can be hard. A toy is a solid. Solids can be soft. I had to speak quietly because he's sleeping with his bear. That's a soft solid, but if you leave it alone, it holds its shape, so it's solid. A tree is a solid. Solids can be thick. A ribbon is a solid. Solids can be thin. So we've got a lot of adjectives there. An adjective, remember, is a describing word. It tells me about the object. So they said the tree was thick, and they said the ribbon was thin. Cutting a solid changes its size, but it is still a solid. So he had a full rectangle sheet of paper, and he cut it, so he changed how it looked, but when he leaves it alone, it doesn't change, so it is still a solid. And I could describe this as a blue rectangle that is thin. Heating a solid can change its shape. Heat can change a solid into a liquid. So there's that temperature change we've talked about before. When we were cooking and we changed a raw product to an edible product, now we can take butter, add heat, and it becomes a liquid. If we have ice cream, which is a solid, and add heat, it becomes a sticky mess. Quick, lick it up. Heat can melt wax. Look around. What solids do you see? I bet around you there are a lot of solids where you are. And then this is an experiment about dissolving, which we have talked about before. And some solid facts. Some solids, like wood and wax, float in water. Other solids, like most rocks and metal, sink. A diamond is the hardest natural solid. People make jewelry with diamonds. The softest natural solid is graphite. It is the lead in your pencil. It's because it slides off, which is what makes the line on your paper. Some solids, like dry ice, can change directly into a gas. They do not become liquids first. Solids like dough and soil can take the shape of their containers. These solids need to be squished to change their shapes. To make a chocolate candy bar, solid chocolate is melted. Then the liquid chocolate is poured into a container called a mold. The chocolate cools and becomes solid again. The solid chocolate keeps its new shape when it is taken out of the mold. And then here is our glossary of terms and our index. All right, so today your task is to pick a solid and then have someone try and guess which solid you have. Let's try it. I have a solid. My solid is, a cylinder. Have you guessed it yet? My solid has little ridges on the top and big ridges down the bottom. Have you guessed it yet? My solid has an orange top and an orange bottom. Have you guessed it yet? My solid has a soft solid inside it. My solid is smooth in the middle. Have you guessed it yet? My solid is sticky on the inside. Have you guessed it yet? My solid is a glue stick. A glue stick has small ridges on the top, big ridges on the bottom, smooth in the middle. It is a 3D shape of a cylinder. It is orange on the top, orange on the bottom. It has a soft solid on the inside, and it can be sticky. So those were my clues, and I used a lot of describing words, a lot of adjectives. So see if you can find someone to play a solid guessing game with you. Take turns, and don't be upset if you don't guess it. It's okay, because next time maybe you will. Listen carefully. Make a picture in your mind. Scientists have to do that a lot. All right, my friends, go find someone to play the solid guessing game.